So point is, we're lower here. We know that we've been consolidating for at least an hour. So you could be patient on the long here. Eventually you get in. So that's a 10x return on that trade. All right, we're back in the chair. We're gonna review a gamma trade, great gamma trade that happened on Friday. If you're in the Discord, we called this out. Sol called it out. I got into the trade last minute, worked out for me. But here's the TLDR of this video that I'm about to walk through. I bought some contracts for 35 cents, sold them for over $3. So that's a 10x return on that trade. They actually went higher at one point, but I'll talk about the actual trade. You could have taken the same trade with futures, but I'll explain why it was a pretty good gamma trade and kind of the approach to gamma trades in general. If you're new here, my name's Forrest. I invest in stuff. I'm a day trader, and I also have a Discord that I'm a part of with a few other traders that you can join as well. There's a link down below. There's a 3-day free trial. We trade there live every single day. We call out trades just like this one. This is an amazing trade. Made a little over 10 grand on this trade. So I'm gonna walk through it on the charts, kind of show you why that there's an explosive change in price at that time. If you're new to options, I'm not gonna go super deep in the options here. Probably do that in a different video. I have plenty of videos talking about options in general though. Might be worth doing a refresher, but in any case, let's get into it. All right, so just ignore the stickers on my screen for now, but what does these actually even say? Oh, these are notes to myself about the Discord, things to do. But I want to look at the price action for Friday. There's a few things here that I want to call out. So we have these trend lines. This is the 15-minute chart. We've been trading on the 15 more recently. If you want more info on why, join the Discord and we can break it down for you there. But in general, the 15-minute chart gives you really good setup. So it requires much more patience. We can see that this consolidation here before this bounce was about an hour. We see we're up in the top side before this rejection for 2.5 hours. This drop came pretty violently here, and then we had this rebound. So the trade itself was actually coming out of this dip back up to here. So it was a upside bias trade. At this point in time, 1500 is 3 o'clock, 1600 is 4. So it's 3 o'clock, we bought 0 DTEs. So at 1500, we bought 0 DTE. I think it was, what did I buy? 43. There were SPX options. Let's actually open up the SPX chart. We'll just say 0 DTE options for 35 cents. The strike is almost irrelevant. We will open up just side by side the SPX chart though, just so we can see it at the same point in time. 5 minute, we'll zoom in, boom. Okay, so what is a good price to get in at? Let's actually just go to the replay here. And let's go to the replay. Oh, you can only do replay on one chart. So at this point in time, we're down here. We've done a sweep of the lower liquidity. This is a good long in general. So you could take this long just with futures, by the way. This is not a bad long. Swept this area. You could go long back into POC. And so in general, this is not a bad trade just from an RR perspective. If you got in near the bottom here, if I was going to long here, I know that we've been consolidating for about an hour at least. So you don't have to get in on the first candle. Look at these consolidation periods here, up here. So we've had some serious consolidation. So you could wait maybe 30 minutes. So wait for the first candle. After the second candle, I'm looking to get in close to this wick. So getting in like anywhere around here and then having a stop, I'd have my stop pretty tight, honestly. I'd have my stop right around here. You don't want to get ran on this. If it goes any lower end of day, time of day is pretty important too. With every single trade, we're gonna get to the gamma part, but with every single trade, and this is really, really important because every single trade is contextual. I think one of the biggest problems with trade information on YouTube in particular is everyone's like, just do this setup. Anytime you see it, just take it. That's never the case. Every single trade, look at individual pieces of information as signals, and you need to build that into the greater narrative. So if the higher time frame is saying long, then if you're seeing a ton of short signals on the setup, you need to look at liquidity, look at the volume, right? Is there gonna actually be enough participation to reverse what you're seeing on the macro? So point is, we're lower here. We know that we've been consolidating for at least an hour. So you could be patient on the long here. Eventually you get in. But it's 3 o'clock. It is 3 o'clock, which means 0 DTEs are, at 3 p.m., 0 DTEs are near worthless, which is amazing for a gamma trade. So what is a gamma trade, right? A gamma trade in general, or options trades in general, is essentially where you look at the ability for an option contract to change in price greatly. And so there's something called delta and there's something called gamma. So delta is the amount that an option contract will change, the price will change per a $1 change in the underlying. Gamma is the rate of change of delta. So one, think of one as speed, one is velocity, I should say, and another is acceleration. So if you are going 80 miles per hour, then you're going 80 miles per hour, and you'll get to your, you'll be able to drive 160 miles in 2 hours. If you start to accelerate, you want to measure your acceleration, how long does it take you to get from 80 miles per hour to 100 miles per hour, and account for that, the time it'll take for you to get to your final destination. That is what gamma is. Gamma is the rate of change of delta, or that speed. Don't have to get too much into there, but here's a simple way to think about it. When these values are low, when there is a big change in price, gamma increases rapidly. So there is a quick change in delta, which is important at the end of the day. At the end of the day, a few things are true. One, theta has already smoked these things. So if you're new to options, options are designed to expire worthless. Eventually, every day, every minute, they lose value towards zero. If they're not in the money, the contract is not in the money, then it's going to expire worthless. So we can get, there's actually a huge amount of options here. There's actually a lot. There are a lot of options at this time near worthless, not just the ones that I bought. So there's a number near worthless here. So you have to pick a price that you think is going to be close to the money or in the money. The closer that you are to in the money, the contracts are an approach, having their intrinsic value, and they're going to be over $1, $2, $3, $4. As you get further out the money, right, every strike out the money, they get cheaper and cheaper. So if I'm looking at the price at this point in time, and here's the SPX chart, we'll exit replay mode. So if this played out, we popped up ultimately 26 points. Let's go over to our SPX chart. We popped up 26 points. It's the same, by the way, near the same. We're not gonna dive into that for now. So anyways, I'm looking at SPX. There's a few options that I can buy. I'm thinking, what is gonna make sense for this moment in time? We have VWAP here in the blue line. It's always a good idea to trade into VWAP. So I could buy 4340s. SPX options are in increments of 5. So I could get 4340s, 4345s, 4350s are up here. The POC is up here. So there's a number of options for contracts that I can get. I can go closer at 4335s. And I believe I bought the 4335s for 35 cents, which means that if the price gets past right here is 43.35, these are going to go in the money. The price is going to increase exponentially, which is exactly what happened. So these contracts went from being worthless because they were out the money and there's no time left on the day, to once this played out, they went in the money really quickly all the way up to being in the money by over $10, because from 35 to 45 is over $10 of being in the money. And so as they cross that threshold, that strike threshold, gamma increased exponentially during that time, which means delta was increasing very, very quickly during that time, which means that for every dollar it changed, the next dollar that it changed was even more than the last dollar that it changed, because we were accelerating the delta. We're increasing the amount that it changes with every dollar as it gets closer. And because theta has already smoked these, there's nothing to lose at this point. They've already lost all their value. Now, I want to say this, these are highly, highly risky trades. I put a very small amount of capital, these gamma trades, and you'll hear me say it all the time, especially if you join. I am not a fan of people that waste money on lottos. And whenever people are in lottos, I criticize it all the time. I don't think it's a good strategy, especially if you're a newer trader and your goal is $300, $400, $500 a day. I'll see people waste $80, $90, $50, $150 on lottos. They're like, oh, it's a small amount of money, but compared to the amount of money you're making, it's actually not. And more importantly, when you're thinking about options and all the different components, time, gamma, delta, you're trying to pick a strike, it goes green, and now you're excited and you're trying to squeeze more out of it. You stop looking at the market and the price for what they are, because you want that other dollar, you want that one more dollar. So all that disclaimer to say that it's a great strategy so long as you analyze your trade, you pick your price targets as if you were going to trade futures, and just take the trade. Something that's also important on these gamma trades, is take profits fast, take profits quickly. And what I did is I'd actually bought 40 of these. As soon as I crossed 100%, I covered my basis, which I always do on options trades. I always cover my basis. People always tell me to hold, I always cover my basis. And I just kept selling on the entire way up. So by no means did I diamond hand this at all. I kept selling in lots of like 5, 10, until eventually I just had 3 runners, and then I had 3 runners, and they were still over like $3.50. We were hovering around up here, and I just sold. I just sold down to 1 runner, and then my 1 runner hit $2, and I just sold it. I was way profitable enough by the way, just in terms of my P&L, where I could have let that go to zero and like just went for the home run. But I literally was sitting and asking myself, and this is what you have to ask yourself, why would I do that? Why would I give up the money that I've made on this, 35 cents to $2, it's not as great as the rest of it, and not just take that? Because the odds, if I actually look at the price action here and we got this big, top wick here, why would I hold that? What happens when you have options is you start to ignore price action. We have this huge rejection off of this VWAP higher band, standard deviation band. And because you're so green, because the option is still green, I'm still up 400% or whatever it is, 500%, more than that, even at $2. You're just looking at that and you're just looking at the percentage go up and down, and you just want more. It's a terrible habit, guys. And you miss the next trade. Honestly, if I would have just sold that sooner, I could have caught this next leg down, but I actually didn't, right? Held on to that too long. I was too worried about that previous trade. I didn't catch the next trade on the way down. So a great trade because I had a great entry on price, just like buying a house, make your money on the buy. So I had a great entry, ton of wiggle room on these. I would have taken any amount of profits here. I actually didn't expect it to fly up as violently as it did. Worked out, but that's how a gamma trade works. You can make a lot of money. You can. What will happen though, if you buy contracts that are too far out the money, let's say I bought 43.55s, and these are 5 cents. So where's 43.55? Let's look at this chart. We'll exit replay mode. So 43.55s are up here. And I don't remember what the open interest was at this time, but imagine trying to go from here all the way up to here, the top of the range. Not impossible, exceptionally unlikely. And you essentially are you're going for too big of a swing. So I went for a reasonable price target at this moment in time on Friday instead of swinging for freaking fences up here. So you have to be smart with your position still. I'm sure the 5-cent contract went to 15 cents or something like that, which is a 300% return, but it's not better than picking that good middle ground. That's the game you play with options though. It's not easy to snipe the perfect price. In my opinion, if you're gonna trade options, you shouldn't try to get the perfect price. You should get a price that is reasonably going to get appreciation, which sounds obvious, but most people, 99% of people, get suckered into the super far out of the money lottos because they're cheap. The thing you have to remember with options, guys, is that they are priced appropriately. If a contract is 5 cents at 3.30, it's priced for 5 cents at 3.30 because it's worth 5 cents. That contract is worthless, right? It's dang near worthless. So you need a really good, amazing thesis for price to move far enough for that contract to change in value. So we had a good long thesis here. Bookmap, right? We don't have liquidity up here, but it supported that trade, and it was a great trade and made 1,000% on that trade. 1,000%ers do not happen often. So this will be my last disclaimer here on this video, right? They don't happen all the time. I don't look for them at all. Really what I do is I look for a trade and then I'll think about, okay, is there an options trade here as well? Depending on how fast I think that the market is gonna move. I think when you can get those pops, that change in price, that is the best time to play options because you will get that increase in volatility will increase the premiums, and that's what you want. A slow and steady change in price is not ideal for trading options. But that's the trade review. Great trade overall. Had a good day overall as well. I actually was long 2 ES futures, so I doubled down on that trade. Made, I think, 800 bucks. I got 8 points out of that. I should have held that one longer, but at least for 10 points, managing 2 trades is tough, and there's another lesson there. But in any case, I'll keep this one short. My name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. You should too. See you in the next one.